Great. Karibu sana. It's good to have you. Thank you very much again for making time for this, final episode to the series. We were doing the Bigger Leadership series. We've done a number of episodes with the Reverend Albert Shitakwa, who is a senior pastor at GPT Hebron City. But then this last 3 episodes we've done with Reverend Obwanda, Joseph Obwanda. So he's been doing the last series. We've spoken about the power of visioneering and leadership. We've spoken about leadership and the habit of excellence. Today we want to talk about leadership and virtue. That is very, very key. He mentioned in our last episode that there are very few organizations that have deliberately thought about virtue. We talk about core values, but we rarely talk about virtue. So what is the importance of virtue in leadership? That's the conversation we'll be having today. Rev, karibu sana.
Asante.
Uko poa?
Kabisa kama saa zile.
You can be better than best.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
That's great. And today you'll tell us about some of the books you've authored so that we're able to get that necessary resource for our growth. So today we want to talk about virtue, leadership and virtue.
Yeah.
Probably let's begin at just understanding what virtue is and what it means.
Yeah, virtue is, at the very basic level, is moral excellence.
Excellence had to come in somewhere.
It's the moral excellence.
Yeah.
It is that which is insidious. It's your essence. That's what speaks to your somebodiness. That's what we remember you more with than what you did. That's what we contact. That's your spiritual, let's say, that's your agency. You know the way M-Pesa agents deal with money?
Yes.
Insurance agents deal with insurance policies.
Yeah.
Then an excellency virtue causes you to have an agency, that which people contact about you.
It's your contact point.
That's your essence.
To the world. That's
your
essence.
Vibe. Right?
Yeah.
So people remember your vibe more than they remember your values. Because your values are not unique to you.
Yeah.
People share values, but virtues are very personal. So we can have a moral code of ethics. Those are our value system. Values are what we do. So here an organization has our values, excellence, our values,
integrity.
Professionalism, integrity.
Yeah.
Those are the things we do. Timeliness, all right, quality. Those are our what comes out of our virtues.
Yeah.
So, as I said earlier on, majority of organizations and individuals do not intentionalize their virtues. They do not bring out the essence of who they really are. When everything is removed around you, because value, for example, when I leave Kenya, I go to another civilization or another country, their value systems are different. And so I may have to align myself with their value system because that's how they do things.
Right.
All right, their value for, work ethics, what are the standards they have set. But what will sustain me is my virtue. Let me give a biblical illustration.
All right.
There's a young man called Daniel in the Bible. Daniel, he's been taken captive to Babylon, away from his home where he was raised. And in Babylon, the Babylonians have their value systems. They have their educational value system, they have their religious value system, they have their political value system, and so on and so forth. So when Daniel comes in this system, and remember he had been trained and oriented in the Babylonian system so that he can serve in the king's palace. That's what Daniel chapter 1, chapter 2 talks to us about.
Yeah.
And now, the scriptures records how Daniel became an influencer and a transformer of Babylonian society. Remember, he's a foreigner.
Yeah.
How did he do that? Because Daniel impacted the socio-cultural. He says, I will not eat the foods that are offered to the kings. I will not eat what other young men do. So which means he was challenging their value system.
Right.
Daniel was able to challenge their intellectual and scientific systems. Remember when the king had a dream and he forgot all the astrologers who were contemporary days scientists, the experts of the day, they were not able to decode the problem. Then there was, at one point, Daniel was appointed to be a governor in charge of 120 governors. That's today an equivalent of AU president or the president of Africa, because
Right.
all the other governors were accounting to him. That was a politician par excellence.
Right.
They even changed the constitution in order to try to destroy Daniel.
Wow.
But what was the secret of Daniel? The Bible gives us his secret. How did he cut across all sectors of society with relevance? Daniel served under 4 kings without playing political sycophancy.
Look at that.
Why? What made him relevant to all the regimes?
Yeah.
And you know why? The Bible says in Daniel 6:3, in this Daniel was found the spirit of excellence,
Wow.
virtue. So it was not his value of excellence, because there were many
Right.
people who were doing things by the Babylonians' value system, and they were excellent.
Excellent. That's true.
But Daniel's spirit of excellence transposed him to a level that the value systems of Babylonian still were beholden to him.
Amazing.
So his was not a counterculture. His was a supraculture.
Eish.
All right? Because
All right.
counterculture is you're dealing with, you're competing.
Yeah.
So you have competitions on quality, competition on excellence, competition on professionalism. So you keep comparing yourself with others. But when you're at virtue level, it is something that is so profound, it is your agency. And so you get back to leadership. There are leaders who bring their virtue to the table, and people remember them for their essence, their agency, more than what they have done. You know? So one of the profound speakers to a virtue, like a virtue of leadership, one of the virtues of leadership is empathy. That ability to connect with people.
Yeah.
Right? That is a secret every leader must have.
Right.
Simon Sinek says that the responsibility of a leader is not to be in charge, but to be, it's not to be in charge, but to be in charge over the people who are in charge. Is to care about the people who do the work. How do you empathize? How do you connect with people?
Yeah.
And the essence of a leader, like Alexander the Great, history tells us, he was great not because of his courage and his valiance to beat the enemy, but he was great because he was renowned to put the most valiant fight, not to beat the enemy, but to rescue his wounded soldiers. That's what made him great.
Wow.
So most leaders want to be great because of values or because of principles, the things they explain.
Right.
Dr. Maxwell says people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. If you can't connect, you can't correct.
Yeah.
So a leader who is virtuous, who people look at, and the Greeks were very big on virtues. And amongst their virtues were courage, honesty, integrity, justice. Those were defined as the virtues of the great Greeks leaders.
Amazing.
And so in our day to day, shall we ask ourselves, what are our virtues in leadership? What are those things that it's not about ethnic extraction? It's not about gender. It's not about Gen Z, Gen X, Gen W, Gen Alpha, or whatever. It's, does this person have the virtues? So in our constitution, which is again as a misnomer, we have chapter 10 of our constitution talking about national values and principles. Why didn't we put national virtues? Do we have national virtues? The beauty of Kenyans, that hospitality that is talked about Kenyans,
Right.
are our leaders the role models and champions and the best representation of our virtues as Kenyans, hospitable. And we're not talking about corruption.
Yeah.
We're talking about empathy. Leaders who can put the interests of the people ahead of their own interests.
Yeah.
And that sounds like a good cliche. But its essence, people can tell this is a leader, but this is a bleeder. They have virtue.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's mention some of the virtues that exist. And as we mentioned, you can try and see, do you have it?
Yeah.
Empathy is one.
Empathy is a big one.
Empathy is a big
Okay.
one.
Empathy
Is
is-
integrity a virtue?
Integrity is a virtue, yes.
It is
It's
a virtue. All right.
Because, no, integrity will not be a virtue. Integrity is a value.
It's a value,
Because
right?
it's what we do,
Aha.
right?
Okay.
And again, perhaps the drafters of our constitution were being tactical when they put chapter 6, leadership and integrity.
Yes.
Because if they put leadership and character, it would be a different thing.
Ah.
Character is a virtue.
Right.
Integrity is the
Interesting.
value.
That comes out of
Integrity
character.
is what we do.
What we
But
do.
character is what causes us to do integrity.
Aha.
So if we're to rewrite it, we'll talk about, do we have leadership and character? When we talk about
Interesting.
character, is a composite of many things that there's no argument.
Right.
A young man was called to a school to go and the younger sister was held on a disciplinary matter to one of these Catholic schools where they were very strict on certain things. And he went there because the university student thought he can give a lot of English lectures to the
Teachers.
the nun, the sister
yes.
principal. So when he got there, and the issue was that the lady was wearing short skirt,
Aha.
and the young man said, Madam Principal, you are saying that my sister was wearing short skirt. How short is a short skirt? And the principal said, we will not argue about a short skirt,
Yes.
but you know one when you see it.
Wow.
When someone has virtue, you will tell.
That's true.
It's a character.
Yeah.
It is what you remember them most. It's not about what they did.
Right.
Yeah.
Humility will be a virtue, right?
Humility is a virtue. If we, within the context of Christian understanding, we are talking about the graces of the Spirit.
Ah.
The supreme of them is love,
Right.
right?
Right.
So that it's not just what we do. It is the fruit. It is the blossoming of the essence of God's nature in us.
Yeah.
Love, joy, peace, patience, goodness, kindness,
Amazing.
faithfulness, gentleness, self-control.
So that is actually a virtue.
That's where we go back to. And let me say something here, that the church is the custodian of virtues, but we compete on values. We lose it. Schools can talk about values. They can teach values. Organizations and NGOs and government can talk about values.
Right.
But when it comes to virtues, we talk about the conscious, we talk to the insidious aspect of our being. The church has that sacrosanct duty
Yeah.
to talk about that. So let the church call the politicians on honesty, and let the government call them out on theft.
Right. And
That's a collabo.
integrity. That's a beautiful collaboration.
Yes, because we're teaching you virtues, and because values is a systems thing. It's policies.
Right. Are you able to measure virtue? Or it's the same example of when you see it, you know
It's
it is.
intangible, but it's undeniable.
It's undeniable. I love it.
Yeah.
It's undeniable.
It's undeniable.
Yeah.
See, when I say I am, but by a certain measure, there are certain qualities. The impact
Right.
and the effect of it cannot be denied.
You can touch it, you can feel it.
See, when I give you a ride in my big car,
Yes.
all right? When I'm formatted and I return to the original settings,
Yes.
and you are giving a eulogy, you will not say the type of car I gave you a ride in,
That's true.
but you'll say he was very kind.
Yeah.
He gave me a ride.
That's true.
Because what are you remembering me for? My virtue. not my value.
Undeniable.
Anybody else could have given you a right.
That's true.
We can have a culture where people give each other's rights. I can give without love, but I cannot love without giving. Many people give without love because they have ulterior motives. But if love was the motivation and was our character, which is the nature, the self-giving nature of God, then every other thing will fall in place.
Wow.
It's been said there's enough for every of our needs, but
That's
hardly
true.
enough for our greed. Why do we have in a country so well endowed, there are people who are wallowing in poverty and landlessness, and there are people who are, amassing resources that even their lifetime and their great-grandchildren's lifetime will not be depleted.
True.
But so what?
Wow.
So if we start talking about national virtues, we'll have started a good conversation.
That's good. That's true. Character.
Yes.
Let's talk about, do you foresee a time when organizations will actually have virtue as a heavy consideration within
We are
their
late.
systems?
We are too late.
We are too late.
We are too late.
Wow.
Why? Because it's the sustainability of any organization. Okay?
Right.
See, it's not what we do, it's who we are that
Yeah.
causes us to do what we do.
That's true. So there is actually hope
Yeah, there is hope.
for those who are, in fact, the conversation should be, as you start out, that needs to be a consideration.
Yeah.
Consider virtue as key.
Because it's what they called, for a long time, they used to talk about customer care.
Yeah.
But that moved from customer care. Nowadays, they don't talk about customer care. They talk about customer experience.
True. Very true.
Because in fact, it used to be suggestion boxes, but now it's what people experience. That's what will bring them back to your business. And what is that they'll experience? Your virtues.
True.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Let's talk about the culture of virtue and organizations and challenging times.
Yes.
How are you able to still foster that? And let's even begin from ourselves. How can you have virtue when things are very, very tough?
I think number one, it has to be an expectation. We have to expect you to do better than you're doing. Not to be better than you're doing.
All right.
When someone does something wrong, I don't correct the mistake. I correct the person that did that mistake. I say, Anthony, you have lied, but you're not a liar. You are better than what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I'm speaking to my expectation,
Right.
which is I keep affirming the insidious beauty that Anthony is. So number one, it has to be expectations.
Right.
Number two, there has to be intentionality in encouraging and affirming it. That's why I say, for example, whatever ways we can incentivize it, then what we encourage, it becomes more pronounced.
Yeah.
So do we encourage people to be patient? Is our society encouraging even our learners to have certain virtues? Or is it something, we have expectations, but we don't encourage it?
Right.
All right? And I think fundamentally it has to be an ethos. It has to be an ethical, moral compass.
Right.
It has to be the point from which conversations ensue. All right? So that if it's not ethical, it's not moral, it is not something that we can say, this is the best of us, this is the beauty of us,
Yeah.
then we want to start challenging it. So it has to be expectations, it has to be encouraged, and it has to be our ethos. It has to be explained even.
Yeah.
Let's explain it.
Right.
Because everybody has their version of their virtues.
Their virtues.
All right?
Yeah.
But let's pick it out. Let's explain and discuss these things. Let's create awareness. And the Greeks were very big on these things. There was storytelling. And
True.
most storytelling, even our Africa folklore, storytelling was a way of fostering virtues.
Virtues. You're right.
So the virtue of courage.
Yeah.
Remember your grandparents or older people, they will tell you stories of courage. Why? So that you can start embodying it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then again, it must be exemplified. It must be something that those who are in places of influence and responsibility must be the champions of it. You, by being it, St. Francis of Assisi told his followers, preach at all times and when necessary, use words. Yeah, and I think we need to start walking the talk.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell us you've been rained on. We'll watch and see you're wet and we'll know what happened.
Right.
In fact, I tell Christians, you should not tell people you're a Christian until they can suspect it. If people suspect, Anthony, the way you do your things, are you a Christian?
Yeah.
That's when you're possibly qualified to start saying it.
Sindio, meantime,
Meantime, keep quiet.
just do what
We
you
are
need
watching
to do.
you.
Yeah, we are watching. Let the virtues speak.
Because a country that is pronounced to be 80% Christians,
Yeah.
this is a scandalous country which is, in my view, a Christless Christianity.
Yeah. It's a
Christianity
bigger
that-
problem.
A Christianity that has nothing to do with the nature of Christ.
That's true.
We do not interrogate our virtues. And that is the epicenter of our expressions.
Right.
Then our values, values are a societal conspiracy. A society can decide the kind of car somebody drives, the neighborhood somebody lives in, the clothes they wear, the way they crop their hairstyle, you know, who they know. Those, that guy is good, that guy is excellent. Because the externalities of excellence, anybody can, that's the easier part.
Yeah.
You know, having the ambience, all this, that's the easier part of excellence.
Right.
The difficult part of excellence
It's internal.
is the internal.
Yeah.
And that's where the work is.
Right.
That's why most people use excellence as a commercial thing. They use it for attracting
True.
and transacting.
Yeah.
But no sooner than people stay 1 minute longer than
Close.
is necessary.
They realize internally
realize-
it's rotten.
No, this is not
It's
excellence.
different.
Because the container may be right.
Yeah.
But what about the content?
Yeah.
Content is the virtue.
That's true.
Container is the value.
Yeah.
You can't brand excellence.
At the Waheshimiwa, whom we call in this nation honorable, that name ideally should be able to carry virtue
Absolutely.
with it. But we have abused that name, Rev, especially in the political circles.
Even in the alliteration of that word, you know, some of the Waheshimiwa are Waishiwa. Right? The honorables are horribles.
Yeah.
And that's the point, is that we began by saying there are two dimensions of a leader. There's the position and there's the person.
Person, yes.
But I say there's position, there's possession, and there's person. Position and possession
yeah.
will go.
Right. The
What
person
remains is the
is the
person.
person. Yeah.
And that's why there are people who their only claim to being leaders is their position and their possession.
Look at that.
No sooner than their position goes and their possession that they were using to incentivize people to affirm them have gone,
Nothing remains.
there's nothing remaining to
Yeah.
them. Their person is not worth talking about.
Right.
So if I was given an option to not have position, not have possession, and yet have a person that I can confidently say that I have, like Samuel, stood before the congregation and said, listen, if there's anybody in this congregation, there are almost 3 million people, if there's anybody here who can say, I have defrauded you, I have lied, I have done this, I've done this, say it today. And they told Samuel, Samuel, we don't fault you on anything. In fact, you are excellent.
Virtue.
But your children,
Komaneno.
iko maneno. Why? Because virtue is very personal.
Yeah.
Values are societal.
Right.
Because the values the children got were a societal issue.
Issue. Yeah.
By the time there's a corruption, there's a pastor receiving the tithe, there's an accountant corrupting the
Numbers.
the records, and there's a banker. There's a banker who is keeping the money.
Money, that's true.
So
Wow.
those are societal. So the society can press upon you until you lose even. But if the virtues are caught and taught at once,
Yes.
then there's hope.
That's the person.
My son has his responsibility to, in proximity to me, tap into my virtues and my values.
Right.
I can teach him values, but it's my virtues that will give him the one of my mentors, the late Dr. James Margeria, taught us and taught me that hardware without software will take you nowhere. You can
Hardware without software
hardware without software
will
so you
take
can
you
have the
nowhere.
hardware of infrastructure, superhighways.
Yeah.
But if the drivers of those cars have no software,
Yeah.
they will cause
Depleted.
accident.
Yeah.
That's why you get somebody in a big black car cruising down the road, the
Yeah.
hardware,
Right.
right? Then suddenly the window rolls and throws out a bottle of yogurt. The owner of the hardware has no software
Yes,
of
to
consideration of
managing.
other people.
Right.
Yeah,
Trouble. We need to bring this to a close.
absolutely.
Getting more interesting. So today, I mean, we live in a world that is very fast-paced, that is very competitive. You know, everyone wants to be successful in their own rights. What is the responsibility of a leader in such a cutthroat era of competition? What is their responsibility to make sure that they don't compromise on their virtue as much as they desire the success everyone desires?
I defer to the best definition I've ever had, two definitions of success. Number one, I heard it from my mentor and friend, Professor P.L. Lumumba, when I was a much younger boy
Yeah.
and more handsome than I am today.
With your silver lining.
You know, he said, you know, in his characteristic way, you miss the voice, you catch the tone
Yeah.
and the words and the like. He said, success is the verdict of history. What he meant in English, cannot say somebody is successful whilst they are on this earth or here. Let them go. We'll pick the bits and what they have left behind.
Right.
That verdict
That's
of their
what you
history
work with, yes.
is what we'll use to judge them.
Yeah.
So when I see somebody working so hard to compete and to try to prove, you know, we go back to PHL. They are trying to prove, they have something to hide, they have a fear of loss. That person is already set up for not being successful.
Yeah.
Because whatever they will do will be to prove that they were successful. So if you're trying to prove you are successful, you will always fail. Mother Teresa of Calcutta was asked that, would you stand before Jesus and say you are successful in your ministry? She said, Jesus never called me to be successful.
Wow.
He called me to be faithful.
Right.
When I stand before him, I want to hear those words, well done, good and faithful servant. All right? And the second definition of success is from Florence Nightingale, the matriarch of present-day nursing industry.
Yeah.
She said, to know that another life breathed easier because you lived, that is true success.
Wow.
So when you realize that, of course, there's all this competition, and leadership is not for you to succeed. Leadership is for you to do good, to be good, to cause other situation to be better.
Yeah.
Archimedes, the physicist, said, give me a position and I will move the world. Leadership is a vantage, privileged position for you to do good for good sake.
Right.
Right? And so competition is neither here nor there. Who are you competing with? Since when did you hear two birds colliding in the air? Have you ever heard?
Hapana.
Then you feathers. No. Because every bird knows where it's flying to.
Yeah.
The atmosphere is too broad
Right.
for a bird to collide. I mean, I don't know what are your circumstances that causes you to be you see, they say grass is greener on the other side. Maybe there's a burst sewer that
That's
is
true.
watering the grass.
That's true.
And the water bill is equally higher on the other side. So, as in, don't go into things, grow into things. If you deserve the next level, you will grow into. It will be the next logical level.
Right.
I think great leaders would never set out to be great leaders. They just, and Mother Teresa also says as much, that Jesus said that whoever wants to be the greatest amongst you must be your servant.
Right.
Then she says, because anybody can serve, anybody can be great. So most great leaders, they set out to serve. Look at the formative years of our continent post-independence, the 1960s. Some of those great leaders, they're just out to serve. And today we have reincarnation of some of those Pan-Africanist leaders, the kinds of Sankara. We now kind of see a reincarnation version of him. Not that I do believe in reincarnation,
right.
but the point is that he's reliving, reimagining the virtues, the values, and the principles of Sankara. That's, I'm talking of the current President Ibrahim Traore.
Right.
Look at his mien and his expressions. He says, I am here to serve. Isn't that the theology of Jesus on leadership?
That's true.
That even the Son of Man did not come to be served. Today, there are leaders who it's more easier to meet Jesus than to meet them. Why? I mean, it's become about them.
Yeah.
So it's about competition. And competition is such a useless thing. It's like rocking a chair. You think you're moving, after 2 hours you realize you're on the same spot. Yeah. So
interesting.
I think let's just get to the very basics.
Yeah.
And I should have begun from there. Leadership is 3 things.
Right.
It is service with sacrifice,
Ah.
responsibility with accountability,
All right.
influence with inspiration.
Wow.
It's not service, it is service with sacrifice. What demand does your being a leader put on your lifestyle? What is giving because you're a leader? Including your time, including your right to be right. You forfeit your right to be right as a leader.
Yeah.
People can talk about you, caricature you, and you take it in your stride. Because you know, the moment you became a leader, you put yourself out there for people to critique you. So you can sacrifice, all right? When Malema and Zuma were battering, and Zuma said, I want to be the next Mandela of South Africa. Malema retorted and said, then begin by being in prison for 27 years.
Who's willing to do that?
We want what the great people we admire
Yeah.
have, but do we think of the sacrifices they have made?
Right.
All right?
Amazing.
And then before you criticize somebody who is serving, think about their sacrifice levels. All right? So you may want to say many things about somebody, but have they sacrificed compared to the one who has not? And then I said responsibility with accountability and answerability.
Right.
Not just accountability. Once we know that you are held accountable that you stole, then you must be answerable also.
Right, to that.
Many people get a slip on the wrist.
Yes.
I mean, I saw a joke the other day. Somebody was charged for defrauding the country 308 million,
Yeah.
and they were fined 3 million. That's a good bargain for a thief.
It is.
It's a
Or
good
588, for example.
Yes,
And then your
And then
bail is 50 million.
50 million.
Yeah. It's just a percentage
So there
of...
was accountability, yes, but there was no answerability.
Right.
And those are the things, when you start talking about leadership, especially excellency, raising the standards,
Yeah.
then we must, because God is a God of standards. When the enemy comes in like a flood, the Spirit of God will raise a standard.
Right.
Isaiah 59:19.
That's right.
And then I said, it is influence with inspiration. Inspire us, don't expire us. Inspire us. Let's look at you and we are inspired. We want to follow you because you
Right.
inspire us.
Right.
But if you expire us with instructions and laws and all that, I mean, we will
There's no
tolerate you.
inspiration
We will
right now.
tolerate you.
Right.
Yeah. So, do I influence you with my inspiration? Do I inspire you? Do I speak in a way that resonates with your issues? Yeah.
I love it. I'm glad that you did this towards the end.
Thank you.
Still works very well. So three, just mention them again, the 3.
So it's service with sacrifice,
Service with sacrifice. That's leadership.
responsibility with accountability and answerability.
Responsibility with accountability and answerability. All right.
Forget answerability.
Yes.
3,
Finally.
we must have influence with inspiration.
All right.
Yep.
Influence with inspiration. Very amazing. That's an amazing summary of what leadership is. We've done 3 areas. We just checked out on the issue of visioneering, power of visioneering, a habit of excellence, and then leadership and virtue, which is very, very critical. I hope that made sense to you. We'll be getting into another series, the series of ministry, and just getting to understand that ministry is not purely about the confines of the 4 walls of church. But are you, yes, but are you a minister where you have been blessed? That's a big question we'll be asking, all right? So thank you very much, and we pray that this has blessed you and also challenged you, refreshed you, and empowered you. How do we, tell us about your books as we wind up. Right.
My books are available online, the largest online bookstore in the East Africa,
All
if
right.
not Africa, Nuria Stores.
Nuria Stores.
So just check Nuria Stores and then check Joseph Obwanda.
Okay.
Go on search and type Joseph Obwanda.
All right.
And it lists all the books that I've been privileged to put out there. And I recommend strongly. Become Your Excellency is the first title.
Okay.
Just showing the principles and the concepts of excellency. Time valuation, why you should not waste time managing time. Thirdly, high altitude attitude. Growth reset, stop groaning, start growing. And the latest, acceleration, the 26 excellency inspirations. That's pushed together, acceleration, excellency inspirations. And that's, I think that's it's a compendium, it's the compilation of all the philosophies I've decoded from scriptures and research on excellence, and put them in the 26 letters of the alphabet, so you can study them for a whole year.
Wow.
It's a devotion
All right.
for excellency.
Lovely.
And I recommend.
Thank you, Rev.
Check us on heshimika.or.ke.
Just say that again, heshimika.or.ke. All
You
right.
get to know more about our Heshimika Master Course.
All right.
And we are beginning very exciting program soon.
Amazing.
Thank you.
heshimika.or.ke.
Yes.
And check his books again on Nuria Stores. Thank you very much, Barakatel. Remember to subscribe to our channel at GPT Hebron City. God bless you.